Hi, I'm Sharon and welcome to my channel and welcome to part 3 of my creative journaling series that I'm currently doing here on YouTube. So for part 3, I thought it might be useful to follow on from last week's part 2 that was about my style of creative journaling in a signature in my planner. I thought it might be helpful to actually do a page for you and show you one of my favourite techniques and favourite ways I journal. So I actually haven't done anything in my journal since last week's video. So when I turn to the next page, it's actually a blank page, which I don't mind every now and again. It's a great place then to fill up with some random or synchronistic collage. I love a synchronicity. I love the randomness of pulling out some images and some words and finding connections. It's incredible how many times I will pull out just the right words or phrase that I need on that particular day, or the right images that are describing how I'm feeling in that moment. So before I get into that, let's just have a look at some past examples. So here's one here from one of my past journals that was very synchronistic. I turned to a new page and it was already coloured in these gorgeous greens, felt very abundant, and it was also time for me to journal for this particular new year. On New Year's Eve, I usually sit and do some journaling, and this was 2018, as you can see. And I thought, what a lovely backdrop for some positive journaling, and I drew out all these lovely words, which built a new foundation for me moving into the new year. Here's one here that shows what I was talking about with the pulling out a random image. This happens to be a copy of a pre-Raphaelite painting that I absolutely adore, and I've got a lot of those printed off and cut out and sitting in my collage stash. And I pulled this one out, and that to me really spoke volumes about the way I was feeling at that time, which was not sad exactly, but more nostalgic and wistful. And I felt that was the feeling that I was getting from this image. And I like how just a few pieces can lift a page and add to what was already an interesting piece of paper. And this one, again, another example of me just pulling out some phrases, adding a few extras, and this builds a little bit of a story or a little bit of a paragraph for me to look at and draw from. This one, again, just like I've written here, nothing like random bibliomancy, which is what this is. This is a type of bibliomancy. You can also do it by opening a book and choosing pinpointing a phrase, and that can give you a message. So again, just a couple to add to the page, and then I journaled about it. This one is a very simple example of the same sort of technique. This is one collaged image, one word. So I just want to show you what I do. To start a page, I often will, a blank page like this, I will often draw from bits of random collage papers I have sitting in a box, and I would say dip in and pull out a piece, and that's going to be the start of my page. My trusty glue stick. For a long time I've used Yoo-hoo glue stick. So I would put plenty of glue, randomly stick that down. Maybe a little bit more paper. And I found just to put up here. And I find the best way to work in my journal is to move fast. As soon as I start mucking around with it and spending lots of time fiddling around and sort of trying to audition collage images, it loses its punch for me. It loses that enjoyment and becomes like work. So then I start dipping in, finding images. I seem to have quite a circle theme going on here. So to me, I've put enough colour and image on there. So that's when I turn to my collection of words and phrases, sentences that I've clipped from magazines. Ones that took my eye, and what I do is just dip my hand in, not looking at where I'm, and wow, I like that. Express page, but I'm seeing that more as express myself. Contents. Impulse. Oh, I'm really liking that. And often when I do things like this, the message is immediate. The message that it has for me is immediate. And other times I sit with it for a while. Maybe journal, maybe do a little bit of journaling about it. But in this case, I know exactly what it's telling me. This to me is saying, express myself, build content from my creative impulses. And I feel that's where I am at the moment in my life. Passing on a lot of the skills and knowledge I've built over many years. I'm just going to dig in again and find another image. Ooh. Wow. Wisdom of the owl. I'm also a great lover and believer of symbolism from the natural world, especially animals and birds. So in this expressing myself and making my content is to use wisdom in how I do that, how I present myself. Oh wow, table of plenty. And possibly down there. Now, how quick was that? Because I didn't fiddle and carry on and which, yes, you can do, certainly. I have been known to sit and spend hours working on a collage and fiddling around and auditioning different pieces but I love this. I love it when I do it in my journal like this. Quick, fast, and it's done. No thinking about it. And I must say that I'm quite happy with that. And I even think that this red paper goes with the message there. This, to me, that looks like action, and they're all pointing out and moving me forward. Oh, and this was another idea I wanted to show you. This is the only thing I've done since last week. When I cut the paper for this page, I had left a flap, and I've glued it down on the sides and made it into a pocket. And I've journaled on a larger sheet of paper, worked through something that I was needing to work through, and I'm folded that up and I'm keeping it in the pocket. So there we have it. Quick, synchronistic journaling page. I hope you've enjoyed this part 3 and there was some inspiration and some ideas in it for you. until part 4, thanks for watching, and bye for now.